The GOAT Tom Brady wants to come back to the NFL in 2024. You know I have to talk about it. What's going on, YouTube? It's Mitch here of the Bottom Line View. Gronk spiked the like button. Apparently, Tom Brady is open to playing football in 2024. That's right. I am not making this up. This comes from the mouth of the GOAT himself. You see all the stuff around me. Tom Brady, the GOAT over there. Tom Brady, the Raiders, the 49ers, the Patriots. He actually himself brought up those three locations as a possibility in 2024, as a place where he would actually play this season. I know, it's crazy. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think, but I was kind of surprised. I have never really seen Tom kind of come out and say this. He said he's not opposed to coming back to the NFL, which means, hey, pick up your phone and maybe give me a call if you need me. And it sounded like Tom doesn't exactly want to start this year and play the entirety of a 17-game regular season plus the playoffs. Although he probably could, he probably doesn't want to. He has other things in his career, including broadcasting, that he's about to take on, and there's a lot of things going on with, of course, his family time and all that off the field that I'm sure he's dealing with, and he's got plenty of opportunities being the greatest quarterback of all time and being the icon Tom Brady, so he probably doesn't want to just be playing football at this stage in his life, but if it were for a couple games, or if a Brock Purdy, or if a Gardner Minshew, or if the Patriots maybe needed a guy to step in and they were in a position to make a run or go to the playoffs, I think Tom Brady would consider it, right? And diving deeper into what he said, he actually, on his appearance on the Deep Cut podcast, where I believe he's getting a haircut. I've never seen the podcast myself, but I believe it's the Deep Cut because he's getting a haircut. He says, I'm not opposed to it. I don't know if they are going to let me. I don't know if they're going to let me if I become an owner of an NFL team, which apparently the Raiders. So the Raiders could maybe be the most likely of all of these teams. I think the Raiders, that was the team that he brought up first. If the Raiders are in position and maybe they don't like their quarterback position with Minshew or O'Connell or a rookie potentially this year, I mean, they've got the receivers. Jacoby Myers already has a relationship with Tom Brady. They have Devontae Adams. They have a defense that's growing with Max Crosby, who I know Brady likes a lot, and then Christian Wilkins signed on. So the Raiders would be interesting. Of course, in Las Vegas, I know he has a relationship with Mark Davis, so there's definitely that possibility with the Raiders. He says he's always going to be in good shape, which I agree. I mean, he looks better now than he did in his final year in the NFL. I think a lot of that had to do with the fact that off the field he was dealing with his relationship, his divorce, and all that stuff, and he didn't really look as good as he does now. I think he looks a lot healthier, a lot more fit, all that stuff. So I agree. Brady is going to be able to throw the ball until he's 65. Like, he has a great arm. The mechanics are not going anywhere. He's continuously working on it. He just ran a 40 faster than he did at the combine when he was 24 years old. So all those things come into play. Obviously, the biggest factor for him not playing is taking hits, right? It's probably the biggest factor, taking hits, wear and tear on the body, wanting to do other things with your life. Those are factors why he wouldn't want to play, but why not come back like Michael Jordan, as he mentions, with the Wizards? And it's not like it's going to change his legacy at all. If anything, it might even help his legacy if he actually goes in and plays well. But obviously, it would have to be a good opportunity, a fun opportunity, and perhaps a spot where he could go in and win. Maybe the 49ers, the Bay Area, the team he never got a chance to play for. Kyle Shanahan has already kind of contacted Tom Brady in the past, last offseason. What if Brock Purdy gets injured in week 12 and they need a quarterback to call? It could be Tom Brady. That would be insane, right? And having Tom Brady, Kyle Shanahan has been a dream of mine in football for a while. The Patriots, I would absolutely frigging love that. If they were to go with Tom Brady for one more run or one more year and have, let's say, Drake May sit on the bench and learn from Tom, that would be amazing. It's not like Jacoby Brissett would really be upset about that because he already is a friend of Tom Brady. He says, I don't know if they would let me, but I wouldn't be opposed to it. That's the entirety of the quote. So, I mean, this is pretty interesting, pretty excited. It's actually more than the Mike Florio rumors, more than the madness we've seen the past couple of years where it's like, oh, is Tom Brady going to go to the Niners? Is Tom Brady going to go to the Raiders? We've seen these rumors before, but now it's actually Tom Brady himself saying it. And not only saying it, but kind of like not even being led into the conversation. He actually kind of came outright and said Raiders, Patriots, Niners. Like from the video, if you watch it, he doesn't really get kind of pushed towards that direction. He honestly outright says those teams. Now, I don't know if there would be any other teams that he'd be willing to play for, whether that be, let's say, if Mahomes gets hurt, would he go to the Chiefs or, you know, one of these contending teams that he has maybe a coaching connection to? Maybe he would go to Minnesota. I don't know, because of O'Connell and Flores. I'm just kind of spitballing here. Obviously, he has a connection to Sean Payton in Denver, and he was almost going to go to Miami with Sean Payton. I don't know, man, but I'm just kind of throwing these things out there. It's extremely interesting to say the least, because in May of 2023, Brady had reached an agreement with the Raiders owner Mark Davis to join the organization, the ownership group, and that is still, I believe, pending NFL approval. I don't know why it's taking so long. The approval has yet to come, with Commissioner Roger Goodell saying at March's annual meeting that the league goes through a very thorough process, and he believed it's been making progress. Maybe they're kind of just keeping the door open or waiting until Brady has officially retired and is not going to come back, because he is 46. He's going to be, I think, 47 in August. I know his birthday's in early August, and he also plans to begin working as a sports broadcaster at Fox Sports this summer. So I think, you know, it's going to be interesting. Like, does he kind of hang around the game? Is he that Fox announcer? And what happens if he's the Fox announcer and let's say Brock Purdy goes down in week 13 and the Niners call Brady and Brady wants to play? Like, is he all of a sudden like taken off the Fox broadcast? Is he like broadcaster and player at the same time? I would assume that he would just be the player, just be the quarterback and all that stuff, but that would be really interesting. I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there. Brady referenced his upcoming work with Fox Sports on the podcast, saying, "I love having this challenge to try something different in my life. It's going to be a challenge me in a lot of different ways." So, yeah, honestly, I think a lot of the reason that Brady kind of retired from football was that final season being exhausting for him mentally and physically, and then just the reason of wanting a new challenge in life. But is there a greater challenge of understanding that you feel like you could still play at a pretty high level, seeing yourself throw the ball as good as ever, seeing yourself run a better 40 than ever, and then getting a call like late in the season, no practice, no time at all, going in there and playing and seeing if you can still accomplish it? That is Michael Jordan vibes to me. That is greatness. That is GOAT status. That would be pretty wicked. And the memes of Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady would become real, because I do think the more that Patrick Mahomes wins, the more that this is irking and bugging Tom Brady to come back just to end it once and for all. So, you know, that's also funny. But yeah, man, it's like Tobey Maguire holding up the Spider-Man costume, looking at it and saying, maybe one more go. But man, this would be awesome. I would like freak out, and this would be the greatest moment in BLV history. You guys let me know what you think about it. Gronk spiked the like button. Let me know which team you would like to see Brady play for if he was to play again. I think I'd have to say the Patriots would be first for me for obvious reasons. They're my favorite team, and Brady is a Patriot forever, and one final run would be very fascinating. And as I've stated before in a previous video, which corresponds with my last video I made, I don't think the Patriots are all that far away from being a really good team. I honestly think it could be a tackle, a receiver, and a quarterback. And let's say Brady is the quarterback. What if they hit on a receiver this year and they hit a tackle, or maybe they hit on a tackle and they go and trade for a receiver as soon as they know Tom Brady is around? Like, that could happen as well. So, and they've already got a top 5 defense. I'm just saying they would at least be a playoff team. That's what I'm throwing out there, especially in this AFC East right now that I think is pretty fragile, at least in my opinion. The Jets kind of feel like the most complete team, but they're the most wild card kind of worthy. Then you've got the Bills, who really are a quarterback and not much else. And then the Dolphins, I just kind of feel like are a bit of a mess on the offensive and defensive lines. But the Patriots would be first for me. The Niners would be his most realistic situation to actually contend for a championship for obvious reasons. They went there last year. And honestly, the quarterback is not the biggest product of that system right now. So I feel like Brady would pull the trigger and be an absolute, great quarterback for them. And then the Raiders would probably be third in those three situations. Alternative situations, I'm not exactly sure how it would go, like other teams. Maybe Dallas, if Dak were to get hurt or something like that, or maybe I think the Eagles would be kind of interesting just because they have the offensive line to protect the old man, but he has the receivers there and kind of an interesting situation. Like I said, the Vikings, I think, just for the coaching thing, I wouldn't put that at the top of my list. The Rams would be pretty interesting with Sean McVay there. And then, throwing out a couple more teams, the Chiefs, if Mahomes for some reason were to go down, and then just kind of the injury situations. I don't think Brady would actually come back to play the whole year. But if someone were to get hurt or, and they were a championship caliber roster and they needed a quarterback to fulfill the prophecy, I feel like Brady would be the call. Because we've heard about guys calling Phillip Rivers and guys calling these quarterbacks in the past, probably even Matt Ryan the last couple of years to see if they could play because they're better than street free agents. And Brady certainly is probably still, even if we were just walking the NFL right now, probably still a top 15 quarterback in the league. So thank you guys for watching. Gronk, spike the like button. Let me know where you think Brady would go and what you make of this crazy news of Brady actually outright saying he would still actually think about playing again. Thanks for watching. Peace.